Hello everyone, and welcome back to SCP Labrat. Now last time, I was kind of just messing around. I really didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't make use of save features or anything like that. This time, I'm going to try and actually make some progress. Now unfortunately, I haven't learned too much in the intervening time, except that some of you told me that when SCP, I don't even remember what it was, but the one that made that comes after you, there is actually a way to get rid of him for good, and that's to lure him back into his containment. And that's the thing about this game, is that I've always found that a big component of horror is essentially establishing a set of rules and then seeking to see what you can do with those rules. SCP is obviously all about that, and it's really cool seeing a situation like this Containment Breach, where all these different entities are out and walking around. And it's not just a matter of running or hiding, it's a matter of really putting that knowledge to use and knowing exactly what to do. And it's not just a knowledge of how to deal with one entity, but sometimes of how to deal with multiple entities simultaneously. Which leads to some really complex situations. You really have to think on your feet in this game, and it's not even... You can't even get into the rhythm of it, really, because the levels are procedurally generated. I mean, remember when games were like this? It's kind of like playing it is a skill. I don't mean to... Alright, well, we're not going that way. Okay, so we're still having that problem where I can see it teleport. Now, I kind of wonder if it's not tied to one eye. And I have noticed, so like, I'm looking at my hands right now. Right now, I'm holding my hands directly out in front of me, but you probably see it offset to one side, probably to the left. If I go like this, maybe then it's more centered, which is a little bit frustrating. Now, I know that in order for VR to record, it has to pick an eye, but for some reason, the offset effect is a lot more pronounced in some games than others. Like in Gary's mod, you hardly see it at all. I think over here were those blast doors. You're behind that, so where else can I go? Yep. You guys told me in the comments for the previous one that SCP-173 cannot open doors in this version. And that this elevator over here is the lair of another SCP, and that I should not respond to the calls. Now, from what I understand, the SCP that's down here that I only briefly encountered in the last part is able to mimic the calls of other humans. As for whether there's actually a reason to be down here, that remains to be seen. Well, there's certainly no reason to go that way. Really not liking that sound design. Did you make a turn right there? If I progress past this point and he comes in behind me, I'm gonna have nowhere to go.
Are you injured? Where are you?
Nope. Nope. Are you throwing your voice, or are there more of you? Okay, I don't really feel equipped to deal with this. Let's just get out of here. You know, that calls to mind. This is something that I was thinking about actually while playing The Hunter Called the Wild. Aren't animal calls like the most insidious thing known to man? I mean, how is it different? How is that any different from what we just experienced? Okay, maybe we can go the other way? No, I think this door is always locked, right? Yeah. Alright, I think our best bet right now is to see if you're gone. That does not seem to be the case. Nope, you're still there, so I don't know what else to do then. That's not going to open without a key card, which I do not have. I have nowhere to go. Alright, hopefully this seed serves us a little bit better. Options. Options are things that we like. Options means that if we run one way, and there's a horrific monstrosity blocking our path, we can at least try a different way. Nope. 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 I don't need to be dealing with that guy right off the bat. That is not something that I want in my life right now. This game does a pretty good job of making me feel really helpless, and I feel like maybe that wouldn't be so bad if I actually knew more about these SCPs. But the randomized nature of the maps mean that it's going to be pretty hard for me to find the specific things I need to deal with them, even if I do know what to do. For example, the teleporting goo boy, I need to put him back in his test chamber, or his containment unit, but I don't know where that's going to be, or how I'm going to goad him into following me, or for that matter, how I'm going to get out once I'm in there. There's that elevator. Now, I don't know if any elevator I encounter at this point in the game is going to take me down to the Mimic. Always remember to close these behind you so as not to be followed by SCP-173. Now, I've generally been pretty annoyed with the overall implementation of VR function in this game. But one thing about that is like core to SCP Containment Breach that is actually translated really well here is these buttons on the doors. Because a lot of the time you'll want to be backing up while opening the door. In VR, you can actually do that. Now, if only we could get that level of functionality working. It is dark in here. If only we could get that level of functionality when it comes to holding this flashlight. I'm going to try to... It seems to be recording from my left eye, so I'm going to try and skew a little bit to the right, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more centered looking. This looks like some kind of containment unit. SCP-008. Alright, you're absolutely delightful, but I don't have time right now, I'm afraid. I need a key card to open this, and I am not going to be getting through there anytime soon. That's actually kind of a problem in design, isn't it? If you have to go through containment chambers in order to get out of here. Or maybe this isn't a specific containment unit. Maybe it's just the threshold into the section of the facility known as the heavy containment zone. Alright, well, we're running out of options. One door led us to Teleporty McGooperson. I think there's still others that I haven't tried. For example, I don't think I've been this way yet. See, that's the downside to having a lot of options for places to go. Not going this way. 372. Sentient object. See, now that's interesting. That leaves a lot to the imagination. It's behind these blast doors, and then we take a look at the picture, and it just looks like a room. Really leaves a lot to the imagination. But it seems like I'm gonna have no choice but to go back by Goopy McGooperson. That's the downside to having more places to go. You don't get stuck, but you do get lost. Then again, the other good thing is that you have somewhere to run. One of the most dangerous things to have happen in a horror game is getting cornered. We came from the door on the left, which means the door on the right is going to be where we saw the stains from SCP. Is it 096? No, I think that's the staircase is 096. I don't remember what you are. Oh, that happened last time. I don't know why it got me again this time. You could be anywhere. Use of video cameras is prohibited. Is this the shy guy? Ah, it scared me. What was that? Don't think I want to go down there just yet. That seemed like a 173 killing, but those were two guys just standing there talking to each other. Unless it happened when the light flickered? I just heard a noise. It sounded maybe electrical, but could just as easily have been a groan. Okay, let's put that there. And you know what? Let's take this opportunity to save, because I am trying to make progress here. What's the point of this playthrough if I'm just going to reset every time I die? Never learn anything that way. Now, I'm really annoyed by how it seems to be inverting my controls when I get close to a wall or something. I believe this battery is about to run out, but that's okay. We found one right here. But how do I apply that? There we go. Okay, so we do have to wait for it to run out. And this is the opposite side of where we came from. There must be something down there that we need, but I didn't even get a glimpse of what killed those guys, so I have no idea what to expect. And I feel so unprepared going down there, especially now that we have this key card. Why is the music doing that? Okay, where am I going? How do I know where to go? Oh, I hate this part of the game. I hate this part. It's so dark that your flashlight, doesn't even do anything. You got it, dude. I'm just gonna stay this way. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to be rushing to get out of here. But with the way this game works, it's so hard to tell if I'm sprinting or not. I often find my character slowing down because what I thought was a walk was actually a sprint, caused by putting just slightly more pressure on the stick. Hello? Oh, there we go. And we find our way to the supply closet. Yeah, so far it seems like every time I've actually gotten out of the pocket dimension, it's put me right back here. Funnily enough, actually there's a lot of stuff for us here. We have a health kit. Can I turn this off? I'll figure that out in a second. We got a lot of inventory items to collect here. This has actually been more of a help than a hindrance by far. We have a health kit. Don't you roll down that elevator shaft. That would be the worst thing that could happen to me right now. We got batteries, and we have an orange key card, all of which is going to serve us very well. However, that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. After the previous video, or actually during the previous video, I looked up this SCP and found out that it has, in some cases, been known to actually let subjects escape its pocket dimension merely as a way of toying with them so that it can come back for them later. It essentially plays with its food. Decisions. I could go this way. That doesn't require a keycard, but I have 2 keycards now. Keycards which will likely get me into a lot of the areas that I've seen already. This one doesn't seem to do anything. Alright. Take the decision-making out of my hands. Doesn't bother me. Now the question is, okay, so that's level 1. This is level 3. Do I need both, or does the level 1 become obsolete at this point? There's an elevator right there, but no button to actually call it. I wonder if I were to go down to the Mimic's chamber, if there's another elevator that leads up to here. Well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense from a design perspective, but this game is procedurally generated. Now we have a lot of choices becoming available to us, 3 different doors to open, and more in the other direction. Which means I kind of have the opposite problem of my previous attempt. SCP-008. That's the one that I read about before, is it not? Level 4 keycard required. Okay, so that won't get me into this test chamber. I'm so terrified reaching over to push these buttons while holding the card. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. I want it in my hand for quick access, but there's a lot that can go wrong with that strategy, especially with how difficult the VR implementation is. I essentially have to keep my fist clenched or risk losing it. SCP-049. That's the Plague Doctor. I doubt he'll want to discuss medicine with me. Oh. Does this elevator lead down to it? Well, this looks like a job for saving. Otherwise, I'd never take any risks. This is why we save. Research Sector 02 scheme. I don't think this is here, is it? Okay, I must say, this is actually some good VR implementation. Because, what is that? What is that in there? Hang on, I feel like if I start narrating, I'm gonna walk headlong into something I don't want to walk headlong into. This is some nice VR implementation because I need this flashlight to see down the corridor, but I also need it to look at the paper and see where I'm going. And in that way, it's splitting up my attention, distracting me from potential threats in a realistic manner that you would actually have to deal with in real life. And that's the thing, the whole point of VR is to add immersion, and it's details like that that really help with that. Now, it fell. Turn on the power? Yes? What was that? Have I actually done anything, or is the power not going to be coming back on? Can I pick up your flashlights as well? Oh yeah, dual wielding. I'm ready for anything. One of them just turned off. I think the battery's dead. I'm gonna store you. Oh, I can't store. Oh yeah, I can. It's just not highlighting the thing. That's annoying. I can't tell if those footsteps were me or not. Should I just be leaving? I don't think the elevator is going to be powered even if I do get all the way down there. Nope. Oh, I hope they can't see my flashlight, like, from a distance. I got nowhere to go. Come on. Come on. Come on! Come on! Oh, it's you! The elevator's not going to help me anyway. Juke! Okay, this is more of an annoyance at this point. Look at that. Look at the way I hold this flashlight. So stupid. Okie doke. Am I free to go, officer? Alright, away we go. Oh, we're all the way back here, so he brings you back here every time. And this is the moment when I cross the ash threshold. Because that wasn't scary, that was just annoying. See, that's the thing, is one thing I've always hated in horror games is when the penalty for failure is resetting your progress. Because when I'm playing a horror game, pacing is very important to maintaining that mood that I'm seeking to obtain from that horror media. So when you just keep sending me back like this, it's just annoying. It's just throwing off that pace. And it's not scary anymore because it's failed to maintain that pace. The elevator button isn't even working anymore. Did I actually kill the elevator power? Is that what I did? And if so, does that mean that there's no way for me to get back down there? Honestly, I feel like I didn't even read what that switch was labeled. I feel like 100% of my brain power right now is dedicated to just making sure the items I'm holding don't fly out of my hands. At this point, I would say that the implementation of VR objects and interacting with them is actually detracting from my enjoyment of the game. Ah, right, we haven't been back this way. Now, I don't know what that is, but is that something that we're gonna want a gas mask for? Now, I don't know if that hurts me, or if maybe coughing just makes noise that can attract deadly beasts to my location. More blast doors. I don't imagine I'll be able to open these with my current clearances. Ah. What a surprise. The question is, what actually is this? SCP-895 is sealed, closed, and stored in an isolated underground containment cell at a depth of approximately 100 meters. No cameras, microphone, or other surveillance equipment may be brought within the 10-meter red zone. What? Goopy, are you coming back for me? Yeah, I think you are. Yep, hi. I quit. From now on, I'm just gonna load. I find it's so easy to get trapped with nothing you can really do. And it's very, very annoying. I generally prefer my horror experiences to be more narrative-driven and more crafted rather than randomized. I definitely understand the appeal of getting a different experience every time with these characters that have so much room for variation of experiences. But for me, I feel like that requires a lot of meta-knowledge, and a lot of making the gameplay work out relies on chance. Now let's find out what this thing is all about, because I am very curious. SCP-095 is sealed and closed, blah blah blah, can't bring cameras near it. SCP-0895 is an ornate oak coffin recovered from a mortuary by SCP personnel following reports of unusual footage captured by surveillance equipment installed at the location. Upon attempting to open it, agents on location found the object empty. However, observers viewing the live camera feed were... Until further notice, SCP-895 must remain closed at all times. Now I'm coming down here out of sheer curiosity. But my question is, does this actually serve some purpose in gameplay? Does this do something for us? That card doesn't do something for us, we already have one. Can I open you? Hi. Should I be concerned? Yeah, it's doing that thing where when I get close, my controls, like, invert. Very, very irritating. And I know, normally I would actually think, oh, maybe it's like some weird property of this cursed artifact. No, it does it with every wall, with every object. At this point, I am basically just treating it like an SCP museum. Because the gameplay doesn't really appeal to me at all. Ah, it's another one of these. Light containment zone. Oh, that's where I came from. That's where I came from. So, does that mean that I'm in the heavy containment zone right now? Am I on the opposite side of the doors I was at before? Is there a dancing little bear man in that window right there? Let's find out the answer to that question and more. Yep, there you are. Thanks for waiting for me, buddy. Yep, victory dance. You're celebrating my escape. We can now open this. What does this give us access to? SCP-500. I don't really care for the gameplay at all, so at this point, now that I'm saving so frequently, I'm just kind of treating this whole experience as an SCP museum. Very interactive SCP museum. Come on. You can't put stuff under these objects and not let me pick them up. Identification, Ross Sharon? Does that actually help me gain access to any areas? I'm gonna hold on to it just in case. I don't know if he's always hunting, or if he sometimes just shows up as like an event. A gas mask. Wait. Is this SCP-035? No, this is 1499. Okay, so that is not described here. Then again, what kind of Let's Play would this be if I didn't try it on? Nope, 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 nope. Put it on, put it on, put it on, put it on. How do I put it on? How put on? One save scum later. How does one put you on? There's got to be some way to do it, right? Otherwise, what's the point? But the inside of the mask isn't even textured, so the intuitive way of doing it doesn't make any sense. I can't figure out how to put this thing on, but I will be taking it with me just in case it becomes relevant further down the line. Also, let's not forget to grab this card from down here. It's of questionable usefulness, but so is everything I've picked up. Okay, so everything's gone completely black. I can't seem to get the flashlight to work. Hello? Behold the power of levitation. I'm an SCP myself. Oh look, mini flashlight, courtesy of my inventory. Oh, this game's just a barrel of laughs, isn't it? But this one works, so I guess that's the one I'll be taking with me. This is just absolutely hilarious, holding this little microscopic flashlight because it never changed the size from the inventory. Now, I am so curious about this thing. A lot of the time in horror, less is more, and this is certainly one of those cases where the more indistinct and the more benign this image is, the more I gotta know what it is. I honestly don't know what's better. The ones that come with a description conveniently nearby, or the ones where I'm left to just figure it out on my own. Maybe there's something here that can help me. SCP-372 is to be contained in a cell 5 by 4 by 2, a creature of unknown genus, approximately 2 meters long from head to tail, and weighing approximately 45 kilograms. It has a long, thin body with 8 pairs of narrow limbs. Fast and precise movements. Every part of the body is abnormally flexible, and the limbs are coated with small fibers that cling to almost any solid surface. In place of eyes or ears, it has data expunged. This sensory organ is capable not only of echolocation, but also of detecting energy transfers, such as the electrical impulses in the brains of nearby human beings. SCP-372 has learned to time its movements to those pulses, predicting the movements of any being around it. It uses this technique to hide, either hiding behind the head of a person looking for it, or by hiding in their scotomas, blind spots, and saccades, clipping during eye movement. Don't like that noise. Oh, it could be here right now. And honestly, standing here reading this, it feels like I'm at the point in the horror movie where the protagonist finds the writing, the message, or the letter that explains everything. But also, it does that thing that SCP is so good at, giving a detailed description, yet somehow, at the same time, leaving so much to the imagination. And on top of all that, after describing this incredibly dangerous creature, all we have to see of it is an empty cell with an open door. That's something we're going to be thinking about for the entire rest of our experience. And now that I look at this, I'm starting to think that's not the entity. The room isn't the entity. That thing in the corner, blurred by motion, is. If it's as fast as they say it is, it's entirely possible that what we're looking at, what this represents, is the best image they were able to get. Now that we've connected where we ended up to where we started, I'm starting to kind of put together at least some semblance of a mental picture of what this seed looks like. Unfortunately, though, I'm still no more well-versed in the ways of actually dealing with these entities when I encounter them. And that's the problem. Running into them pretty much necessitates either running in the opposite direction or a reload. Ah, the surveillance room. There will probably be something useful in here. Oh, by the way, I went back and I picked up the original flashlight. It had deminiaturized itself. However, everything else, very, very mini. Anything useful here? No, all but one camera is offline. What is that? It looks like some kind of handle. What? Hello? Hello? Oh, that's the handle to the heavy containment lockdown. Well, what good does all this do?
Ring-a-ring-a-rosies, a pocket full of posies, a tissue. Oh my, yet another victim of the disease.
Oh no. No. It's 049. It's 049. What can I even do? I don't know if there's anything I can do.
I can see you're not well. The sickness has taken hold of you.
Imagine you don't know what SCP-049 is.
Do not be afraid.
Nope. I don't want what you're selling. Nope. Not interested in taking your ivermectin, buddy. Now, can I seal you in? Probably not. I closed this door behind me. Is he just gonna hunt me endlessly? He didn't seem to have to... See, that's the thing. I don't know if he searches or if he just knows. What about this? Will this open now? Nope. We're none the better. He's inside. I'm screwed. I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. What am I meant to do about this? If he just always knows where I am, what can I even do about him? Take this. No? No, maybe I got something else valuable. Here. Look, trade. Trade? Trade. This for me, you for this, me for you. Look, here. Okay. Nope, never mind. Oh, he's trying to grab me through the wall. When I stand right here... now we're doing real SCP science. When I stand right here, he can't work out what level I'm on. He's trying to navigate closer to me on that level, which is why he's on the opposite side of that wall. If I go all the way up, he'll want to come back around, yep. But if I go here, he wants to come back to here, yep. Of course, as soon as I step too far down, he's going to recognize that I'm down there and come for me. So this sucks. I can't go back for my flashlight, I can't leave. And once again, I feel like I don't know what I can even do about these entities. And, you know, that's what I was about to talk about before he showed up. There's definitely a double-edged sword when it comes to SCP knowledge and these games. It's definitely scarier if you don't know what you're supposed to do and you're kind of experiencing and encountering these entities for the first time. But the way the gameplay is designed, It's sort of built for people who do know what they are, who do know how to thwart them. Or at least that's what it feels like. In any case, I'm just going to let this guy cure me. I'm going to let him prescribe my ivermectin. I feel like there's got to be something important that I can do here. I mean, I don't know if that's a lever that I'm actually going to be able to pull. No, it doesn't seem like it's interactable. That handle does, but I don't know what either of these things do. What does lockdown actually mean? Now, there you are again.
Do not be afraid. I am the cure.
Hi.
Ring-a-ring-a-rosies, a pocket full of posies. A tissue, we all fall down.
I mean, I guess I could get away from him by taking the elevator. That's one option.
There you are.
Yep. Oh, is this not a real elevator? Well, is it just me, or are the inventory items getting tinier? I actually can't even see what's here anymore. Also, have I just dropped... What happened to my orange card? That's it right there? That is unbelievable. What is this bug? I do not understand. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to progress much further than this. Oh, look, it's the light from when I put the flashlight on the ground a minute ago. Alright, let's just flip these switches and see what happens. Nope, you're always here? Okay, so that means that I'm basically screwed. That means that I'm basically saved into here with nowhere to go. I'm just going to try flipping this switch and see what happens. Nope. I don't know what turning light containment lockdown off does.
I'm not trying to harm you. You are not a doctor.
Okay, so I just ran far enough away and eventually it stopped playing the music. So I'm assuming that since you are faster than him, you are just supposed to leave. You're not supposed to do anything clever like hiding or going around corners or anything like that.
I know you're in here.
Hi.
You are not a doctor.
No, he is. I'm seeing him. He's my GP. Right? Right. Well, that seems to have worked. Seems you're satisfied. Yeah, I might play some more of this in the future. I mean, being able to save scum has definitely made it at least playable for me. But I feel like this is a game that's really designed for, like, the hardcore fans of SCP. And as someone who isn't, I'm having a pretty hard time getting into it. Mainly because I just don't really enjoy this kind of gameplay. This sort of randomized... I mean, in a horror experience, I tend to prefer something that's been more carefully crafted and paced and set so that I experience things in a specific way. Which isn't to knock the concept. I certainly appreciate the idea of this randomized experience, this thing where anything can happen. And like I said before, if any property is suited to that kind of experience, it's SCP. Because there's so much variety in the characters and mechanics and ways things can go. But to me, I just don't really enjoy that type of gameplay, especially when I have no idea what any of these things even are. I feel like that would be true even of Containment Breach, but here, this less polished, this much more buggy version. I mean, that's the other thing. Actually, Doc, I do have something I want you to look at. Can you tell me what's going on with these microscopic inventory items? Here, send that to the lab for analysis. Tell me what kind of weird disease I have. Look at him, he's dancing in the spotlight. You go. Aw, he's got moves. If you like this video, or if you like the dancing bear, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to do that is at the Discord, which I will link in the description. There we have a great community who loves to discuss all things creepy and comfy, so if you're into that stuff, I highly recommend you check it out. You can also see previews for videos that are soon to be released there. And as always, I will see you in the next one. And this bear will see you when he's a star, baby.